10 minutes to help you understand the 9 Sephirots in Lord of the Mysteries and the 22 divine pathways. As we all know, the power system in Lord of the Mysteries is divided into 9 Sephirot and 22 divine pathways, with 220 professional levels. Just looking at these levels is enough to make your head spin and leave you totally confused. So today, Epic will take you through one video to understand the characteristics of each pathway so you can read the novel without any barriers. First up, the Sephirot tied to Sephira Castle corresponds to the Seer, Apprentice, and Thief pathways. Because these three have excellent survival abilities, they're affectionately called the 3 dog pathways by readers. The Seer, its representative character, is the protagonist, Klein. This pathway's main trait is turning others into your pawns, controlling others to fight for you. Its sequence 0 true god is the Fool, who holds the authority of deception, which includes aspects of history, time, fate, change, mind, and the domain of secrecy. The Apprentice pathway's representative is Mr. Door. Basically, any character related to the Abraham family in the story is almost always from this pathway. Its defining trait is exceptional teleportation, able to traverse through thresholds to reach any place they wish. At lower sequences, the range is limited, but at higher sequences, they can even travel freely between planets in the universe. If they want to escape, no one can catch them. The representative of the Thief pathway is Amon, the main antagonist in the novel. The core of this pathway is deception and theft, stealing whatever they want. Whether it's someone's identity, fate beyond their characteristics, or even self-awareness, it can all be stolen, and the power of deception is easy to understand. For example, you can trick your bank card into thinking it's always full of money. These 3 pathways are associated with the Great Old One, the Lord of Mysteries, the very being Klein struggles against while he's in slumber. The second Sephirot comes from the Sea of Chaos and corresponds to the Hanged Man. Audience, Tyrant, Sun, and White Tower 5 pathways in total, because they embody all-around power. Readers also nickname them the Omni class. Taoism, the representative of the human path, is considered the true creator. It's the one who loves rapping every day. This path not only has an insane survival ability, but also incredible combat power because it masters flesh and blood magic, as long as it's not direct death. Even if turned into a pile of mush, it can recover as good as new. It can also devour other souls, and these souls can retain some of the skills they had in life to aid in combat. The representative of this path sequence, the true god, Hanged Man, is a true god who rules over the domain of corruption. It holds power over shadows, darkness, and corruption, with rights over regret, change, and other such domains. The representative of the viewer path is Adam. This path focuses on the ability to speak and have the law follow. In the early stages, you can be a spectator on the sidelines, barely involved. In the later stages, you're invincible. You can think of anything, and it will materialize. The representative of the Tyrant path is none other than familiar Storm Son, Leodro. In the book, as long as you shout the name of this true god, Leodro, lightning will instantly strike down from the heavens. Absolutely savage. Everyone on this path basically has anger issues, because when they get mad, they can unleash terrifying combat power. The representative of the Sun path is the Eternal Blazing Sun, Osiers. This path specializes in countering beings like undead or pack-type creatures. Its core ability revolves around purifying everything. The representative of the White Tower path is the god of knowledge and wisdom, Klabojin. Everyone on this path is basically a straight student. It champions the idea that knowledge is power. Through continuous learning, they can even grasp the laws of the world. In front of a White Tower path beyonder, no enemy can hide their weaknesses or strengths. There are no secrets. These 5 pathways correspond to the Old One who was the omniscient and omnipotent God. The third Sephirot, River of Eternal Darkness, corresponds to the divine pathways of darkness, death, and warrior. The darkness path is represented by the story's MVP, the goddess of the Evernight. Its trait is that you don't need sleep at night. And the deeper into the night, the more energetic you become. It can also forcibly pull others into dreams, and is extremely effective against spiritual beings. The death path is represented by the protagonists, Savior Azek. Its key feature is controlling the undead. In battle, they can summon a horde of undead minions. They can even open the gate between life and death, the gate to the underworld. Once a Beyonder on this path reaches sequence 4, half-god stage, they must undergo reincarnation every 60 years, dying once, losing their previous memories, and resurrecting anew. Next is the most straightforward warrior path. represented by the god of war Badheal. This path lives up to its name. Everyone is a tough guy. They treat life and death lightly. If challenged, they fight. They're tanky and hit hard, though their brains might not be their strong suit. These three pathways correspond to the Old One Eternal Blame. Currently, this river of blame is still sealed by the Lord of the Mysteries beneath the Western Mausoleum, with only a few residual traces escaping the seal. The fourth Sephiroth, the Brood Hive, is also sealed, corresponding to the divine pathways of the Moon and the Mother. The representative of the Moon Path is the progenitor of the vampires, Lilith. The key trait of this pathway is an extraordinarily long lifespan, and becoming a vampire. As one's sequence increases, their noble rank within the vampire hierarchy also rises, from Baron and Viscount to Marquis and Duke, until they become a sequence 0 blood toxicist. The representative of the Mother Path is the Mushroom King. Frank, hearing that name, you can probably guess the trait of this pathway. It's all about reproduction. It can bypass biological barriers and create life. Both of these pathways originate from an outer deity. The pillar among the outer gods, the rescuer, the fallen martial god. The fifth Sephiroth is the nation of disorder, corresponding to the divine pathways of the Black Emperor and the Arbiter. The Black Emperor path is represented by the second transmigrator in the book, Emperor Roselle. The progression of this path is like going from a law-abiding legal professional to a rogue outlaw, a descent into darkness. It's adept at exploiting every loophole in the rules, or even trap themselves in endless overtime. And the biggest trait of this path is that it's incredibly hard to kill, to completely eliminate a sequence 0 Black Emperor. The best method is to give rise to a new Black Emperor. Otherwise, with the slightest oversight, they'll just come back. As for the Justiciar pathway, its representative is Ms. Judgment from the Tarot Club, Shio, the second investigator. The defining trait of this path is that your rules are the rules. If I say you're guilty, then you're guilty. Whatever the verdict, it will be enforced. Both of these pathways originate from the unluckiest outer deity in the entire story, the Child of Chaos, the sixth Sephiroth, City of Calamity, corresponding to the divine pathways of the famed Hunter and Assassin. The Hunter path is represented by the strongest Hunter, Anderson, and the Red Angel Medici. The hallmark of this path is provocation and war. They've got god-tier trash talk. Just a few words and they'll attract all the aggro and dive straight into battle. As for the Assassin path, you're definitely familiar with it. It's none other than the infamous Witch path. The biggest feature of this path is that once you reach a certain sequence, your gender changes from male to female. You go from a cowboy to a cute girl. These two paths are tied to the outer deity of destruction, Calamity, also known as the Root Catastrophe. However, their corresponding Sephiroth, the City of Calamity, has also been sealed by the Lord of Mysteries in the Western continent. The seventh Sephira connects to the Tenebrous World, and the divine paths here are the Prisoner and the Criminal. The Prisoner path is represented by Male Lady and Miss Sharon. This path is characterized by constant curses. For example, Sequence 7 might turn you into a werewolf on a full moon. Sequence 5 into a vengeful spirit. Sequence 4 into a lifeless puppet. As you ascend, you endure different kinds of curses that amplify inner desires, like bloodlust, or the craving to devour souls. Thus, the Beyonders on this path split into two camps. One indulges in their desires, the hedonists. The other restrains them, the ascetics. The criminal path is represented by the demon, King Phlegria. This path's core trait is the destruction of conscience. Completely devoid of humanity, doing unspeakable atrocities to please demons until they become one themselves. Both of these paths stem from that outer deity, who's always trying to make babies with mortals. The Mother Tree of Desire, the eighth Sephiroth into Key of Light, which corresponds to a single divine pathway, the Fate path. Its representative is Willow Septon, the Son of the River. The hallmark of this path is sky-high luck. Everyone's born lucky. The ninth and final Sephiroth comes from the Knowledge Moor, with the divine pathways of the Scholar and the Secret Supplicant. The Scholar path is represented by the Proud, God of Steam and Machinery. This path is basically full of genius inventors. Once you become a Beyonder on this path, you'll recall all the knowledge you've ever learned and deeply master it. As for the Secret Supplicant path, its trait lies in profound knowledge of the occult and ritual magic. They can even draw power directly from occult knowledge, creating their own spells. These two paths are linked to the outer deity, the primordial witch of knowledge, also called the Mad Mystic. But just like the others, the Sephiroth is sealed by the Lord of Mysteries in the Western continent.